Or presenting to you the salient provisions of Senate Bill 2963 and House Bill 5826. How then shall the new EELO look like? The proposed bill is composed of 15,217 words and 32 pages, but font 18, 1.5 line spacing, legal size bond paper. In comparison to Republic Act 5920 at 7,631 words and 13 pages of the same font, spacing, and paper size. Republic Act 5920 is composed of 6 articles of 45 sections, while the proposed bill at 66 articles but at 56 sections. Introduction. We say that the new EELO seeks to be responsive, motivating, and shall be more compelling to achieve growth in the profession. Fundamentally, the drafting of the new EELO is henceforth bounded to the criteria that the new EELO must be a law that strengthens the value of electrical engineering as a dignified institution by cultivating a professional practice that is honest, honorable, and of highest integrity in the service to society and mankind. A law that seeks a profession of continuing growth and provision and competence by promoting a culture of quality and global competitiveness amongst electrical engineering practitioners. A law that addresses the wide gap between the academic output with the realities in the industry and the outside world. A law that advances a profession of high employability that is conducive to growth in work life in any local or international arena. A law that promotes a profession of value and worth to the practitioners themselves, to their employers, and to the country and to the world. A law that ensures achievement of the fundamental intent of licensing professionals. A law that guarantees full respect to public safety and preservation of properties by driving a culture of responsibility, liability, and accountability in the practice of the profession. And on top of this, to create a culture of quality and responsible competence cannot have any closure without a sense of liability and accountability accompanying their act. For what good is a law without a thief? For how good is a law without driving force? For what good is the law without accountability and enforcement? Electrical engineering practitioner is the new environment must grow. This new environment must grow, and the law must be responsive to these realities. Among other provisions, this proposed law seeks to introduce several new substances as follows. A definition of terms. The proposed new EELO manifests more comprehensive definition of terms surrounding the profession, from 15 terms defined under 5920 to 60 in this proposed law. The new definition of terms will help clear the ambiguity of the scopes, coverage of practice, specific systems or processes to differentiate other disciplines and to eliminate misinterpretations. The new definition of terms also helps uplift the dignity of the electrical engineering profession, the electrical engineering as a profession that is under Section 3 of House Bill and Senate Bill. These are the definition of terms. Di lang natin i-define lahat. Basta't yan, mga terms. Kasi abutan tayo ng gawin dito. Management, supervision, yan, na-define na yan. That. Employment in government agencies, authorized electrical engineering practitioners, consulting electrical engineer, ano si consulting, ano si electrical engineering charge, ano si project engineering charge. Yan. Well-defined yan sa bagong law natin, proposed law. Electrical system design, service agreement, electrical works or projects. Yan yan. So lahat ito. Capacity of electric power plants, power grid or grid, distribution system operations and control. Yan yan. TVA or MVA. Watercraft. So yung nasa barko. Electric locomotive, yung nasa train. Diyan, define lahat yan sa proposed law natin. As-built plans, as-built drawings, office of the building official, certified electrical system inspector, certified electrical plans examiner. These are the new that we introduce in this law. Number 60 is the continuing professional development. So those are the definition of terms. On the practice of electrical engineering, a person is in the practice of electrical engineering when he performs or offers to render professional electrical engineering services in the form of consultancy services, professional design services, management, supervision, or taking charge of electrical constructions or project, operation, maintenance, of control of electrical systems and processes, manufacture, fabrication, and repair of electrical equipment, sale, supply, and distribution of equipment and components, teaching electrical engineering subjects in colleges and universities, employment in government offices as electrical engineers is well defined in our proposed law. What the proposed new ELO seeks to bring on the board examination. Examination and registration. Certificates of registration for the practice of electrical engineering shall be of 3 grades or categories as follows: professional electrical engineers, registered electrical engineer, registered master electrician. I will explain later on the registered master electrician in the interest of time. Those are the category. Professional electrical engineer, the qualification is under section 17A to 17G, scope of exam, sections 20AI, 20A1 to 20A6, field of practice, yan, registered electrical engineer, dyan yan, master electrician, dyan yan. So you just read the House bill and the Senate bill. But be caution, doon sa RME, sa House bill at saka sa Senate bill, nandun pa, because that is in the first reading, registered line electrician and registered industrial electrician. We will have an amendment during the second reading of the Congress and the Senate and introduce back the registered master electrician, but with additional qualifications. The role of licensure examination is supposed to screen candidate professionals for quality output. Thus, the examination shall not only cover theories, but also applications of the profession. Reality is that whatever is the fabric of the board exam, the preparation of the schools and and learning centers follow. In fact, the nature of the board exam will also trigger change in the curriculums of more relevance. Note on the improvements of the qualifications of the would-be licensee professionals. This way, it can help bridge the gap between the academy and the industry. This will also make the young engineers worthy of their licenses and be near to be internationally recognized. Board authorized to practice. A more purposive characterization on who are authorized to practice electrical engineering is better defined. Note that passing the board examinations, registration with the PRC as professionals, and taking the professional oath are not enough. The professional is not allowed to practice unless his professional ID is valid. He may have the license for a lifetime, but without this valid identification, his practice would be illegal. So dapat mag-renew ka talaga. Authorized electrical engineering practitioner refers to a person professionally and academically qualified, registered and licensed to practice in the grade of electrical engineering as defined in this Act, with a certificate of registration by the Professional Regulatory Board of Electrical Engineering and a valid professional identification card issued by the Commission as Professional Electrical Engineer, Registered Electrical Engineer, or Registered Master Electrician. That's the Master Electrician na dapat. Wala na yung Registered Industrial Electrician at saka Registered Electrician. Who are authorized to teach? A more purposive characterization of who are authorized to teach in the electrical engineering course. Teaching is one of the scope of practice of electrical engineering. Must be under the umbrella of this law. Teaching without authority is defined in this proposed law would be illegal. And foreign engineers authorized to practice. More provisions for the practice of foreign professionals, especially for project consultants and/or installers involved in technology transfer and in mutual internationalization accords. See sections 15A and 15.B. The PEC or other Philippine recognized international standards as basis in quality electrical engineering. The imposition of the Philippine Electrical Code and Philippine recognized international standards as measurable basis or references for the quality of designs, the character of implementation of electrical creations, and clearances and the enforcement of an in-progress construction. This seeks to include the institutionalization of responsible and quality designs, specifications, use of quality materials and components in electrical creations, workmanlike implementation, responsible enforcement in the norms of construction, and the civil liabilities and accountabilities thereof. The institutionalization of practitioners in local government units, agencies, or offices of this Republic charged with the enforcement of laws or regulations related to public safety. The institutionalization of the special certification specific to government employed electrical plants examiner and electrical system inspectors to function as sentinels and watchdogs. In other words, check and balance in constructions and our electrical creations in progress. These are our new introduction, electrical plants examiner and electrical system inspector. Anong trabaho nito? And these people must be hired by the LGU. In this law, this is already a must. Hindi pwede sabihin ni Mayor na wala siyang budget. Mapinalize si Mayor. Kailangan meron siya nito. And these are certified. Hindi lang basta-basta, o ikaw si examiner, ikaw si inspector. Anong trabaho ni plants examiner? Pupunta si kliyente, si PE doon, i-examine ni examiner dapat. Pag pumasa yung plano, okay. Construction. Dapat sa practice, bago ibuhos yung grounding system, bago ibuhos yung concrete, dapat si inspector naman nag-i-inspect kung tama ba yung ini-implement as per plan. So, ito yung dalawang trabaho. Two different persons. Hindi pwedeng si examiner, siya pa rin yung inspector. What the proposed new ELO seeks to bring is institutionalization of the culture of quality. The institutionalization of the culture of professional quality, not only in design, construction, and maintenance, but also of the quality of manufactured or engineered products, keeping an eagle's eye to fake electrical wares, substandard devices, and equipment to include the marketing, sale, and installation of the same. The emphasis on stamps of quality by government standard bureaus and the mark certification of government accredited laboratories and the Philippine recognized international standardization bodies. Revisions in professional practice and practice of firms, etc. More comprehensive provisions for revisions in the practice. Diyan, section yan. Practice of firms, section 45. Hindi ko na elaborate dito yung section na yan because masyadong mahaba yan. Meron ng plug, 10 minutes daw. The institutionalization of continuing professional education. The institutionalization of PRC-driven continuing professional development program aimed at a real, relevant, and purposive competency development for electrical practitioners. Note, this is significant requirement in the international agreements and accords. On the employability of electrical practitioners, a wider and more comprehensive field of coverage of the practice of the profession, introducing the concept of KVA capacities as a measurable reference for the minimum requirements of complement of licensed personnel is one of the highlights of this law. Capacity of industrial plant, commercial establishment, process, work, or project. KVA yan. You have to run it down. The extensive focus on the minimum personnel requirements has been broadened in more specific terms to include that of the registered master electrician. This complement of electrical practitioners will not only help ensure public safety and preservation of properties, but also enhances and strengthens the employability and dignity of the profession. Minimum personnel required for industrial and commercial complexes. Minimum personnel required for industrial and commercial complexes, except as otherwise provided in this Act, every building or commercial complex, industrial plant, factory, manufacturing plant, in the industry complex, or any electrical system or processes in operation that have not less than the following complement of authorized electrical engineering practitioner. Yan. 150 kVA to 300. Anong kailangan? Isang registered master electrician or isang resident registered electrical engineer. Pero the other side is the mandatory one, and this one is a retainer. 300 kVA to 750 kVA. Meron yan. 750 kVA to 5,000 kVA. Merong complement. 5,000 kVA to 20,000 kVA. Another complement. 20,000 kVA up to 60,000 kVA. Another complement. Above 60,000 kVA. Another complement. So that's industrial complexes. Power plants, a different thing. Iba na naman yung requirement, manpower requirement, or the minimum personnel required. Up to 20,000 kVA, iba yan. 20,000 kVA to 60,000 kVA, another complement. 60,000 kVA up to 200,000 kVA, ibang requirement. For power substations, to grid or distribution utilities, another requirement. That's up to 75 MVA. 75 MVA to 200 MVA, there's another requirement. Please be reminded that these are the minimum personnel required once this law is being passed. Grid system operation. Iba na naman ang requirement. Pinamadali ko na to kasi marami ng plug na nilagay dito. Distribution system operation. Another complement. Basta ito sinasabi ko as the minimum personnel required based on the PBA. Electrical construction works or projects. Meron yan. 150 kVA up to 750 kVA. $750 kVA up to 5,000 kVA capacity. Electrical equipment manufacturing plant. Iba na naman yung personnel requirement, minimum. Watercrafts and electric locomotives. Iba na naman yung minimum requirement. Please remember that watercraft, isang barko, is a power plant in itself. So dapat we have to upgrade the level. Above 5,000 kVA, watercraft and electric locomotive. Other provisions for complement of electrical practitioners, provided, however, that in all the aforementioned cases, to include the case of clusters or buildings or factories or facilities, grid or distribution, utilities, substation or switching station, where the physical presence and supervision of the minimum personnel required is impossible for reasons of geography, distance, and/or density of electrical equipment. Additional qualified personnel shall be employed to ensure safe operation and maintenance of the electrical system and to safeguard public welfare, lives, and properties. A registered master electrician can technically supervise the activities of fellow registered master electricians or non-licensed personnel, but assure assumes the full responsibilities and accountabilities as to the scope and limitations mandated in this Act. A registered electrical engineer can technically supervise a fellow REs, RMEs, or non-licensed personnel, but assume the full responsibilities and accountabilities as to the scope and limitations mandated in this Act. A professional electrical engineer can technically supervise fellow TEs, RECs, RMEs, or non-licensed personnel, but assumes the full responsibilities and accountabilities as to the scope and limitations mandated in this Act. This section shall not apply to any installation which has a connected capacity of less than 150 kVA and employs voltages not more than 250 volts, and for installation that do not require resident personnel or for their safe operation. Provided, however, that for every changes, alteration, revision, addition, and as-built plans of any parts of the electrical system, the plans and design shall bear the signature and seal of the authorized professional electrical engineer, provided, further, that a yearly assessment will be conducted and certified to be in safe operating condition by the professional electrical engineer, the registered electrical engineer, or the registered master electrician. How about the penal provisions? A person, whether private or public, Filipino or foreigner, who shall violate any provisions of this Act shall be guilty of misdemeanor and shall upon conviction be sentenced to a fine of not less than 10,000 but not more than 50,000, or imprisonment of a period of not less than 6 months nor more than 5 years, or both, at the discretion of the court. Penalties for violations by persons in the register of licensed electrical engineers of the Commission who shall violate any of the provisions of this Act shall be guilty of misdemeanor and shall upon conviction be removed from the registry, his license revoked, and shall be sentenced to a fine of not less than 10,000 nor more than 50,000, or imprisonment of not less than 6 months or more than 5 years, or both, at the discretion of the court. Penalties for violation of sections 35, 36, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43 by heads of government agencies or offices of private institution. So, ngayon, hindi na yung person na i-violate, i-penalize, but also the company itself or the government agency. Any head of a government agency or officers of a private firm institution who violates sections blah 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 of this Act shall be considered as shall be punished by imprisonment of not less than 6 months and 1 day to not more than 6 years, or fine of not less than 50,000 to not more than 500,000, or both at the discretion of the court. Gross deliberate repetitive violation of this Act or its rules and regulations by entities, government offices, agencies, private companies, or establishment or operators, the Commission through the Board of Electrical Engineering shall impose a maximum fine of not more than 500,000 annual until such time that the Act have been complied with. Further, that the purposes of this application of fines, the BA shall prepare a system of penalties to base the violator's ability to pay, degree of willfulness, degree of negligence, history of non-compliance, and degree of recalcitrance. Provided, further, that in case of negligence with mitigating circumstances, the time offender to the discretion of the board may only be imposed as stern warning. To this time, hindi natin pwedeng isarado yung company. I-penalize lang natin. Because closure of your company causes non-employment, diba? Unemployment. So dapat i-penalize lang. Professional design services. So yan. the professional design services. So professional design services encompasses the performance of the processes in the creation of schematic, design development, procurement, construction, consultancy.
Nalalasing ako sa call.
Electrical system design refers to the professional design service of conceptualizing, creating, and developing plans and designs of electrical systems involving generic calculations to include but not limited to the choice of system configurations, fault calculation, load flow analysis, IC calculation, selection and specifications of equipment, system protection, and grounding systems, lahat yan.
Victor ang pumalit yung doon.
Another related processes in harmony with the Philippine Electrical Code or national codes and Philippine recognized international electrical standards applying to the design of electrical systems. Electrical plans refers to the document duly signed, stamped, or sealed as instrument of service and the intellectual properties and documents to the author who is the electrical design engineer of record with the office of the building official whether the object for which they are made is executed or not. Preparation of plans and supervision of projects and application of the Philippine Electrical Code. Yan na. Electrical system designer refers to the authorized professional electrical engineer, practitioner with a service agreement with the client as defined in this act, who is directly responsible for the authorship of plans and designs of electrical system or project on record